Have you ever looked at a pin board and thought, I really want to trade for this pin, but I don't know what it is? Today we're going to test the pin trading app, which scans the pins in real time. Welcome back to Disney with Lizzie. I'm Stephanie, and today's video is sponsored by Pin Trading App. Recently, the creators contacted us and asked us to give them our honest feedback about the app. After using it, I saw some real value for pin trading. So today, we're going to show you what the app does. We're going to use it in real-time trades, and we're going to show you how you can use it to organize your pin collection. I just opened some hidden Disneys from Disneyland because my friend Kelsey sent them over. And so I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm going to a pin trading event tonight. I don't want to take a piece of paper and mark off all the pins I have. I also don't want to take these with me because I'm not going to trade them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in my app. So first I'm going to scan it. And then when it pops up, it popped up as Dumbo, so it's the wrong match. So let's see if it finds the right one. There we go. There it is. And I want to add this to my collection. And I think that I did create a board already that was Disneyland Hidden Disneys. There we go. So I'm going to click that, and I'm going to add that pin. So now tonight at the pin event, I'm not going to be like, do I have Winnie the Pooh, do I not? Because this has happened to me before. The last time I was at Epcot, I traded for 2 Disneyland Hidden Disneys that I already had. And I was like, shoot, because you know what? That person actually had the 2 pins I needed. So now that's never going to happen to me again. This is another reason why I really like this app. We're here at the Chick-fil-A Fantastic Pin Company pin event, and I'm going to look at a proposed trade and see if this would be an equal value trade. I'm going to use this pin trading app, and I'm going to go to Trade Evaluator. The first pin I take a picture of, and now I'm going to scan the second one, and now it's going to think. Okay, that's correct, and that's correct, so I'm going to confirm the match. No, this is correct. There we go. I'm going to confirm the matches. And now it's saying one is 1948, one is 18, and so that is a fair trade, it says. So that's awesome. For me, one of the hardest parts of pin trading is when you see a pin, but you don't quite know what it is. This actually happened today on the way in to Animal Kingdom. We found this pin on a cast member's pouch, and I was like, I've never seen it before. It looks like it might be worth something. I think it's cute. And so I said, you know what? Could I actually scan it with the app? So I get the app out and I scan it, and the guys are like, oh, you actually have that app? And I go, yeah, this is the new pin trading app. So they were quite excited to see it work. So I scanned the pin, and it did, just like before, it came up with the wrong match. So I'm going to hit wrong match. And then I'm going to search for the pin down here, and it's right here. So now I've clicked that. Now this says it is a Vampire, Mickey, and Witch Mini, a 2-pin set, and this is only the Mickey, but that's fine. It doesn't have any price history on eBay, but it did say it came out Halloween 2014. And after seeing that, I felt pretty confident in trading for the pin, so I did trade for it, and now I'm going to add it to my collection. And I'm going to put it, I don't want to put it in the Tiana or the Slinky or the Hidden Disney. I don't have a Halloween board created, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new board. I'm going to call it Halloween. Create board, and then I'm going to add that pin to it. And now if I go to my collections and I go to my boards, there it is, that Halloween pin. And so that's how it worked for me today in real time. Okay, standing here in front of this pin board, I see a bunch of pins, and I'm going to scan this one. So I'm going to grab my app, take a picture of that, and see what it shows. All right, that's the correct pin, so I'll hit correct match. It says it's Georgette. It has an estimated value about $7.44, and it came out in 2024. So this, to me, looks like a good pin, so I'm going to go ahead and trade for it. So there we go. Successful trade. We're here at Fantastic Pin Co. and we are going to test the app out with some prices. So why don't we do that? I found this Fantasmic pin, which is a limited edition, and I'm going to go ahead and identify it, so I'm scanning it. While it's thinking about it, it says this one is on sale for $40, and when I saw that, I thought that's actually a really great price. And it comes up as an estimated value of $32.30. So let's go to the eBay sales, because this is what it says. This is how it decides on the values. So one sold for $31.95, one sold for $29.99, another sold for like $35, $40, and $26. Okay, we're at Guest Relations at Animal Kingdom. I found a pin to scan. I'm going to scan Marie here. So I got to get to scan, take a picture. Now I believe that that's a fake. I have not been able to look at it yet. I didn't take it off the board is what I mean. And it popped up as that, and that is not the correct match. I think this is the correct match though. It says it is release date of 2010. So now that I've seen that, I'm going to go ahead and see if that matches with this, and that will help me decide whether I'm going to get the pin. Okay, so I took the pin off the board. It does have super dippy enamel, and it's really thin, so I'm not going to trade for it. But that was the pin that it was trying to fake. Real versus fake is always a hard thing to figure out. Some pin traders can spot it instantly. When you're newer to pin trading, it takes a little while. I had my sunglasses on and I couldn't see that there was dippy enamel in that pin, and so that's why I scanned it. Now I did talk to the creators of this app and I just gave them a suggestion. Would it be possible in any way to, they're not going to be able to have the app completely discern whether a pin is real or fake. However, it could say this pin is commonly faked. These are the tells for this type of pin. And they agreed that that was a really good suggestion, and they're looking to hopefully put that in the future. So I have in my app currently 116 insertions, ISOs. I'm going to click that. And I'm going to see if I can find a couple of these here at the store, see what the prices are. I might just go ahead and pick them up because I have been searching for some of these for a while, and I just kind of want to get those checked off my list. So I think the first one that I'm going to search for, honestly, is going to be part of the Rapunzel puzzle set. So we can look for Maximus and Mother Gothel. Let's see what we find. I did find out that those two pieces we needed of Mother Gothel and Maximus, they do not have them currently in stock, so they will remain on my ISOs. One of the nice workers, Dory here, knew that we were looking for this Doofenshmirtz pin. She found it. It's currently valued at $19 and they're only asking $18 for it. So I'm totally getting this pin, but that's one of the reasons why I'm really enjoying this app, is because I was able to come in here with all of my ISOs, and they literally, I just handed them my phone and they were like, we have this, we don't have this, I think we have this. And they went around and they like found the pins for me. And so I'm gonna look for some more now. Let's look for some more ISOs. I'm gonna look for these here, these Disneyland Hidden Disneys, the Mickey version. And I asked them and they told me that they're over here. And these cases are actually owned by people and they're kind of on consignment. And so that's neat. So the people that own these pins are able to price them however they want. So right now I do see Mickey up there, look it. So the estimated value here is 12 and they're only asking 15. I mean, that is really not bad, especially because here in Florida, it's a lot harder for us to be able to acquire the Disneyland pins. And so there's that one that I needed. I needed this one, and this one's 15 here and 15 there, so the values completely match up. This one is 10 and it's 15, so I think all of his pins are 15, and I honestly think those are excellent prices. So that's pretty exciting. So those ISOs are found. I found a fun pin that I'm gonna scan. I've never seen it before. Let's see what it comes up with. It came up with the right pin. So I'm going to hit correct match.
Is that the eBay app?
This is the pin trading app. It's new. And it says it came out in 2012 and it's an open edition. So that's good to know. So I'm going to go to scan and I'm going to go to trade evaluator. I'm going to take a picture of the first pin, Madame Up Nova. And then the second pin, which is Lumiere. Okay, and then it's going to scan for the pins. And they found the wrong Madame Up Nova. That hopefully is the correct one because they actually have two, one from Box Lunch and one from Pink a la Mode. So we'll see which one they chose. There we go. So that's a fair trade. This one's worth 15 and this one's worth 10.66. I'm willing to trade that if you are.
Sounds good to me.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm going to scan this one. I scanned that one, and now I'm going to scan this one. And we'll see what it comes up with. Those are the confirmed matches. Close enough, up to you. 47.56. Do you have any smaller pins?
Yeah. I have all of these ones right here.
I just know I need a couple of the smaller hidden Disneys, not even 2026 ones, but older ones, and so.
Well, here are the 2026 ones also. I left all my 2025. I have like every 2025 one at home though.
Okay. Are you willing to trade a 2026?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, if you're willing to do that, I would take that one.
The Judy Hopper?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, great. I'll take that, just so I can show our trade.
There we go.
Thank you. So this is what it said. And so what I'm going to get is these 2 pins, and he's going to get that one. Do you guys want to be on camera?
Yeah, it's fine.
You guys can tell me your name and where you're from?
My name is Christian. I'm from Palm Bay, Florida, about an hour away.
Thank you, Christian.
My name is Jade, also Palm Bay.
Awesome, Jay. Thanks for the trade, you guys.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Okay, I wanted to try the pin trading app out on this new pin I just got, and I'm going to add it to my collection. So first I'm going to identify it by scanning it. And let's see what it comes up with. Well, it came up with not the correct match. So I'm going to click wrong match, and then the very first pin that pops up is the correct one. So, wow, that says it's an estimated value of $250, but I traded this at $175 value like a month ago. So
It's an LE200, maybe it is.
well, that seems awfully high to me, $75. So let's see the last. So the pin trading app figures out the prices by the last 3 eBay sales. Okay, so but the nice thing is they do give you the last 5, but they use the last 3. So there are 4 that it says were sold at $250 and then one at $175. So let's go to the April 21st. I'm going to click that one, and it's taking me to eBay, and that one sold at $250. Wow, on April 21st. Okay, let's go look at another one. Let's go to the next one down, April 18th. Okay, now this one, it looks like because the $250 is crossed out, that they took the best offer. So that's one thing about eBay is we're not able to see what the best offer was taken. See, it says our best offer right there. So that the best offer could have been $5. I mean, it wasn't, but you know what I mean. Now that's one thing that this is not a fault of the app, because no one can tell what eBay sold this for. And here's another one. The next one down also has the line through it at $250. And so that one was best offer. I wish we could see what it was, but eBay doesn't do that. I wish eBay would change that. So we know for sure the first one sold at $250. Let's go to the last one at $175. And that one did sell at $175. So
Okay.
I'm going to say the value is somewhere between $175 and $250. But I want to add this to my collection, so I'm going to hit add to collection. And then I do have an aerial folder or collection, and I just have to find it right there. And I'm just going to add the pin, and it says right there added to aerial on swing. So that one's there.
Okay.
Now, if there's any other ones, I'm just going to look at the rest of the swing series because I like this a lot. And I actually already have added some of these to my ISOs. As you can see, Rapunzel is hearted, Bella's hearted. There's Jasmine. I think I should heart Tiana. Really like her. Ooh, Snow White. Absolutely ISO. Okay, those are it. Well, maybe someday I'll be lucky enough to get all 4 of those. So let's go over the highs, the lows, or the pros and the cons, and then let you know what we think of it and whether or not we're going to keep using it. Well, the highs for me are that we can quickly scan the pins. And most of the time, it might not always pop up with the correct pin, but usually in that little segment underneath it, the little bar, I can find the correct pin. And so that's just been really helpful. Now, once in a while, it's not going to come up with the exact pin.
Well, you can submit to them if there is a pin that's not recognized.
Yep.
You could send that in.
And I've done that twice already.
To look at it.
And so if you guys are using this app and you find pins that aren't in there, please submit it, because that's going to help them get the database complete. And let's see what else. Oh, the trade assist. I used that a lot. I traded at the Chick-fil-A event, but we got to sit at a table, so people were coming around, and I was able to use the trade evaluator for that, and that was awesome. And then when I went to the Figment Guy pin event, I was the person walking around. And it was great when the vendors there had the app, and a lot of them did. And so it just makes both parties feel really comfortable and confident in the trade they're making. So I really liked that. Lots of people were using the app. Now, some of the lows, well, we already talked about not every pin is in the database. And again, they're working on that. We had talked earlier about how it would be helpful to have a real versus fake section, like just a star. This pin is known to be faked. These are some of the characteristics to look for.
Yeah.
When we went to Fantastic Pin Co., they actually had a whole example board of scrappers. And everyone knows the main pins that have been scrapped, but I was surprised to see a couple on there, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
now I have to start looking for this pin too. And, and so if that's on the database, that would help me. Another thing we would really like is to have the photos of the backs of the pins.
Yeah.
So you're going to see the front of the pin, and then when you click that pin, and this is the pin you're interested in, if you want to see the back, you could, because that's going to help you in determining real versus fake as well. And we know that the creators of this are pin traders, and they care about all of these issues. And so, you can only do so much at the beginning. But these are just suggestions to make the app better. So what are our overall thoughts? Well, this is an app that costs money. And they do have a test where you can sign up and get 20 free scans. So you can scan a pin, you can see, do I like doing this? Do I like putting it in a folder? Do I like putting it in an ISO? Do I think I'll use it? After 20, then they'll let you decide, do you want to pay for it, which would be $15 a month or $40 a year. We're definitely doing it.
Yeah.
Because after using it for 4 days at Disney World, I can't imagine not using it now.
Well, yeah, and it's got great stickiness too for an app, right? Because you enter your whole collection in that thing, and you're like, oh, I got it all here. I don't want to move to somewhere else. So,
yeah.
But it does such a nice job of organizing that
Well,
I think
having
you're
the
going to get
ISOs.
long-term value, right?
So I think that a lot of you are going to agree with me that having the ISOs in one place is maybe the most important thing for me. Because I would literally take sometimes the printouts of the Hidden Disney flyers with me. And that's clumsy. Yeah. That's literally clumsy. You're going to forget it half the time. Things spill on it.
They get wrinkled.
Or else I'd have pictures in my phone and that I took, right? But then you're looking, you're scanning, where was it? Because you've taken pictures since then. It just happens to me so many times. I went to the Fantastic Pin Co. and I literally handed them my phone.
That was awesome.
And they carried it around and they found them for me. And I did that too at the pin event. I took the phone, I was like, do you guys have this pin? I mean, it was amazing.
It's a thumbs up for me. I don't often spend money on apps, but this is one I would do.
It's 2 thumbs up for me.
Oh.
And so anyways, we want to thank the creators of this app for reaching out to us and sponsoring this, and we are very excited to continue to use it in the future. In fact, I've probably only scanned about 1/10 of my collection, so that's what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of days because I want it in my app.
There's
That's
a lot
for sure.
of pins around here to scan.
There's a lot of pins. Well, thanks for joining us today. And if you are new to pin trading, we have created videos just for you. We have 2 specific videos that we're going to put on the screens. They'll pop up here about how to pin trade and how to start for under $100. So remember, life is a treasure. Be a blessing along the way.
God bless y'all.
We'll see you next time.